Today I'm taking you to explore a mysterious valley hidden deep within the tropical rainforest, a place that is home to some of the strangest and rarest animals ever known to exist. That's why I'm here in this tropical rainforest today, taking on the challenge of flipping over 100 different rocks to search for strange bee nests, dangerous creatures, and many other mysteries hidden deep within this rainforest. And the trail I'm following is becoming even more interesting. The deeper I go, the denser the vegetation becomes. The thick jungle seems to swallow everything around it, which means that as we venture farther in, our chances of encountering truly strange and unusual creatures become even greater. Let's flip the first rock. Wow, it's a huntsman spider. This one has a pale yellow body with dark black bands, making it blend perfectly into the forest floor. Huntsman spiders are fast-moving hunters that don't rely on webs to catch their prey. Before I could get a closer look, it quickly disappeared into the leaf litter. Moving on to the next rock, I found a crab. It's trying to make a quick escape, but I managed to gently pick it up for a closer look. Crabs use their powerful claws to defend themselves and can deliver a surprisingly strong pinch when threatened. You can also see bubbles forming around its mouth. This happens as water and air pass through its gills while it breathes. After taking a closer look, I carefully place it back exactly where I found it and let it continue on its way. And after flipping a few more rocks, I couldn't find anything at all. It wasn't until the 14th rock that I found another creature, a millipede. Its color blends almost perfectly with the soil, making it very difficult to spot. I'll place it on this leaf so you can get a better look. Millipedes are harmless decomposers that feed on dead leaves and organic matter. When threatened, they often curl into a tight spiral, and some species can release a defensive chemical to deter predators. The trail is getting much harder now. Large jagged rocks are scattered across the ground, while thick vines and dense vegetation block the way. We're still far from the mysterious valley, but the deeper I go into the rainforest, the more challenging the journey becomes. After walking a little farther, I came across a very unusual tree. Its fruits were growing directly from the trunk instead of the branches. They were clustered together and looked almost like bunches of grapes. It's one of the strangest trees I've seen in this rainforest. And then came several more flips with nothing underneath. I continued a little farther, and now there was almost no trail left to follow. Thick vegetation, tangled vines, and scattered rocks covered the way, making every step more difficult than the last. At rock number 30, I finally found something interesting, a whip scorpion. Despite its frightening appearance, it doesn't have a venomous stinger like true scorpions. Instead, it uses its long whip-like tail and powerful pincers to defend itself and catch prey. When threatened, it can even spray a vinegar-like substance, which is why it's sometimes called a vinegaroon. A little farther along, I came across a small snail habitat. There were two very different snails here. One was a large black snail with a shell that looked almost like a giant land snail. The other was much smaller, with a long, slender white shell. Despite living in the same area, these two species look completely different. The moist rainforest floor provides the perfect environment for both of them to thrive. After walking a little farther, I came across a Nephilipilipes spider. I must have a special connection with this species because no matter where I go, I seem to encounter at least one of them. These giant orb weaver spiders are famous for their enormous golden webs and impressive size. Fortunately, they're harmless to humans and spend most of their time patiently waiting for insects to become trapped in their webs. Along the way, I noticed a large rock covered with several deep holes. Some of them were surprisingly large and disappeared deep into the stone. I have no idea what created them, but they make this place feel even more mysterious. A little farther ahead, I came across a snake. Wait! It's not moving at all. It looks like it died recently. The body is still intact, with no sign of decay or smell yet. I wonder what happened to it. Was it attacked by a predator, bitten by another animal, or did it simply reach the end of its life? Nature rarely gives us all the answers. And once again, another unsuccessful flip, nothing hiding underneath this rock. While walking along the trail, I spotted something really strange that I've never seen before. I have no idea what it is, whether it's a unique creature or the larval stage of some insect. It definitely caught my attention. If you happen to know what this mysterious creature is, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. On a small tree trunk, I spotted a very unusual dragonfly. It has a black body marked with bright green bands, making it stand out beautifully against the forest background. What's even more striking is its vivid green head, which makes this dragonfly look even more unique. It's definitely one of the most eye-catching dragonflies I've seen on this adventure. And then it was back to flipping empty rocks again. One after another, there was nothing underneath. At rock number 54, I found another whip scorpion. This is the second one I've seen today, which makes me think I'm starting to enter their territory. I finally found a small path leading down into the valley, and this is where things start to get interesting. The path leading down into the valley is incredibly narrow. Dense vegetation crowds both sides, with thick vines and overgrown plants almost swallowing the trail. It feels like I'm entering a hidden world that few people have ever seen. As I reached the heart of the forest, my view became completely blocked by dense vegetation. Thick trees, tangled vines, and towering plants surrounded me on all sides, making it impossible to see what lay ahead. It felt like the rainforest was hiding its secrets behind a wall of green. And the first thing I discovered in this hidden valley is a colony of weaver ants. These remarkable ants are famous for building their nests by pulling leaves together and stitching them with silk produced by their larvae. Working as a team, hundreds of ants cooperate to create large leafy shelters high above the forest floor. Despite their small size, they are aggressive defenders and will quickly swarm anything that threatens their nest. Under a leaf, I spotted a hairy caterpillar. Good thing I didn't touch it. These fuzzy caterpillars are often covered in tiny, irritating hairs that can cause itching, rashes, or a painful reaction if they come into contact with your skin. Their hairy appearance is actually a warning to predators and explorers like me to keep their distance. And once again, more empty rocks. One after another, there was nothing hiding underneath. Beneath the leaves of a small tree, I spotted a young bush cricket. It looks like it hasn't developed its wings yet, which means it's still a juvenile. Unlike grasshoppers, bush crickets have much longer antennae, often longer than their entire body. They are also more active at night, and many species feed on both plants and small insects. It's amazing how such a tiny creature can stay so well hidden in the dense rainforest. A little farther down the trail, I spotted another nest hanging beneath a leaf. This one belongs to a paper wasp. Unlike bees, these wasps build their nests by scraping wood from branches and fences, then mixing it with saliva to create a paper-like material. The result is a surprisingly strong nest made up of neat hexagonal cells. Looking closely, you can even see the wasps standing guard over their young inside. It's amazing how much work goes into a nest built by such small insects. Continuing on, I spotted a brown grasshopper resting on a leaf. It was sitting perfectly still, almost as if it knew it was being filmed. Its earthy brown color blended beautifully with the surrounding vegetation, yet somehow it still managed to stand out. Maybe it was posing for the camera, or maybe it was hoping I wouldn't notice it at all. Under a small leaf, I spotted a tiny creature. Oh, wait, no! It just lost its grip and fell off the leaf. I found it again, and it's a praying mantis. At first glance, it looks calm and harmless, almost like a tiny monk standing among the leaves. But don't let that fool you. This insect is a ruthless hunter. Its front legs are lined with sharp spines and work like a pair of living traps. When prey comes within reach, the mantis can strike so fast that it's almost impossible to see with the naked eye. One moment the victim is there, and the next, it's already caught. For such a small creature, it's one of the rainforest's most impressive predators. I've reached a large rock beside a small stream. Let's flip rock number 90 together. Oh my God, it's a keeled box turtle. This is a fascinating species of turtle known for the raised ridge running along the center of its shell. That sharp ridge, called a keel, gives the shell a rough, almost dinosaur-like appearance compared to the smoother shells of most turtles. Keeled box turtles spend much of their time on the forest floor, feeding on insects, worms, fruits, and other small animals. When threatened, they can pull their head and limbs inside their shell for protection. Finding one of these secretive turtles hidden beneath a rock is an incredible discovery. After spending a few moments admiring this beautiful turtle, I carefully placed it back exactly where I found it. This forest is its home, and that's where it belongs, da very. And then the streak of unsuccessful flips continued. I'm walking along a narrow trail now. The vegetation on both sides is so dense that I can barely see anything beyond it. All I can see is the small path stretching ahead. The deeper I go, the more unsettling this place feels. And here's another brown grasshopper. This one thought hiding under a leaf would keep it safe, but I spotted it anyway. Nice try, little buddy. And here's another bush cricket, but this one is fully grown. With its wings folded against its body, it looks almost exactly like a leaf. Its camouflage is so good that I nearly missed it. Adult bush crickets are excellent climbers and spend most of their lives among leaves and branches. What's really fascinating is that some species can reach astonishing sizes, with bodies and antennae so long they look more like small forest creatures than insects. I'm now following a small stream that winds its way through the middle of the valley. I have no idea where it leads or what surprises might be waiting around the next bend, but one thing is certain: the deeper I go, the more mysterious this place becomes. And in this stream, the only creature I've managed to find so far is this little crab. A little farther ahead, I spotted a stick insect. It was almost completely invisible. If you weren't paying close attention, you'd walk right past it. Stick insects are masters of camouflage, using their twig-like bodies to blend perfectly into their surroundings. Instead of fighting predators, they rely on staying still and pretending to be part of a branch. It's an incredibly effective survival strategy. And this is the final creature we found today, a tiny caterpillar. Good luck, little one. Hopefully one day you'll become a beautiful butterfly. That's the end of today's adventure in the mysterious valley. But I have a feeling this place is still hiding many secrets. Don't forget to subscribe, because in the next episode, we might discover something far more surprising waiting deep within the rainforest. See you next time.